fertilizer prices have come down a little bit. Urea prices, I should say, have come down here a little bit the last couple of weeks. And, I think a lot of that is, from a global perspective, we saw, was it India that basically said, hey, you're offering me like 5 million tons of urea and I'm going to buy 2. So we saw global values, pull back here. We saw headlines of maybe a bit of a little extra supply across the globe. And that took a few weeks to trickle into the prairie provinces. It did. But we finally have a little bit of some price drops in urea, some different terms coming out, and a little bit of negotiation. Okay. Now I think there's a little calm in this marketplace, and I want to say this is a bit of a tinfoil hat theory, but I don't want to buy fertilizer at these prices, especially when you look at prices for next fall for some of these crops. Like, I don't want to buy fertilizer at these prices, but is there a little spot here to get a purchase done? Like, maybe it's not everything. Maybe you sit here and say, hey, global prices are on the decline. I'm finding a story for, more of that trend. Like, maybe you're one of those folks that say, hey, globally things are going to still keep working down. But domestically, I sit here and say, man, I wonder if we're just in a little soft spot here where you could get something traded in the 7s. Like, maybe before farmers are wrapping up harvest, there's not a lot of activity. From a retail perspective, I'm hearing it's very quiet out there. And maybe as people kind of get over that harvest hangover, they start, you get in there and get something bought, maybe a portion before it gets exciting. Now, I would say that my tinfoil hat theory here is I think that across the prairie provinces, many farms, not all farms, but many farms are sitting here breathing a sigh of relief. If you looked at prices and the trend and you looked at average yield or maybe below average, we had the spring drought, the northern parts of the prairies that kept on. But a lot of people felt lucky and felt the tension ease a little bit with some of these extra bushels. And so initially I thought like maybe it's going to be a fall and an early winter where there's not a lot of transacting happening. There's not a lot of fertilizer purchasing happening. But now with how this is playing out from a yield perspective and from a closer to a break even or profitable perspective now for some farms, that wasn't there before, and it may be there now for many. So I think there's going to be a little bit of an appetite to go and start planning for next year, even though the outlook, again, from a price perspective doesn't look great. The margin perspective doesn't look great. But I have a feeling I'm getting here is that we'll see more action, later this month and into November, and not that it's back to normal or that it will be normal, but I just think there'll be enough going on. So there might be a soft spot here to go and get something done on the urea. Also, diesel prices seem to be working down here as well. Ultra low sulfur diesel working down from a chart perspective. So we'll see if there's a buy here on diesel for wintertime. We'll see what that looks like in the next few weeks. Okay, so I want to talk conference here for a minute. We did a duck race. Now we did pick our winner, Carl Jansen. He farms up, I can't remember the name of the town. He's northern Alberta though, but he was our September winner for the voicemail. So congratulations to Carl. And if we had 11 voicemails come in, that's our the most popular month we've had so far. And I want to continue that. The voicemail is sponsored by the Lunchbox crew for this month. And there are a couple spots available if you're thinking about, some crop marketing, I don't want to say service out there, but if you're looking for an alternative, you're looking for a community to join where we chat crop marketing and we chat strategies and you have a sounding board. Yeah, check it out, ryandenis.ca. We do have a couple spots this fall for some new members in the Lunchbox crew. All righty. So this month, again, you go to the website. You'll see that send voicemail button. It's the What the Futures podcast website. You click that button. You say, "Hey, Ryan, my name is Farmer. And what I'm asking for this month is that you just say that you've taken the time to sit down and dust off your crop marketing plan. That's it. I just want you to say, hey, Ryan, It's Farmer A. I sat down, reviewed my crop marketing plan. I'm ready to rock and roll. You don't have to say rock and roll, but whatever you want to say after that. Because I think the soft spot here, I know it's still busy. There's lots of fall work to do before freeze up, but you got to sit down and figure out your plan. For goodness sakes, wheat futures made a new low this week, a new fresh low. All right. It didn't get better. Canola traded with a 5 handle this week. It didn't get better yet. So take some time and let's figure out your crop marketing plan moving forward, because if you just throw it all in the bin, lock it up, and hope for the best, that is not a plan, folks. That is not a plan. And I'm going to tell you later on in this episode, I'm going to ruffle your feathers a little bit, but there's some signals happening out there. You don't have to be happy about them, but there's some things happening. We got to talk about that because this market is not going to be friendly here for the next little bit. Okay. All right. So conference perspectives here. My update on the conference. I do have a deadline, application deadline, October 13th. Thanksgiving Monday is our deadline to apply to attend the conference in Moose Jaw. All right. So Ryan, what's going on? Why the heck would you have a deadline for applications? Well, I'll tell you folks, this is why we have to do this, because right now we have like 40 chairs left. Okay. 40 chairs roughly is where we're sitting at. That gets us to 75% sold. All right. 25%, room for 25% more, but we've approved a bunch of applications, and you guys, you don't just apply, get the link to buy the tickets and buy them right away. It takes you like a week or two to do it. That's totally normal. You're busy. It's harvest time, right? So it takes a few weeks. So we have enough applications out there that if everyone with an application bought tickets, and I've got it at like 1.5 tickets, some by 2, some by 1, but it's 1.5. Okay. Well, we're 88% sold, 90% sold. Okay. We're down to the last 10%. If the people that applied and were approved by their tickets, we're down to that last 10 to 12%. So yeah, the application is not hard. RyanDenis.ca, you fill it out. It's just to make sure that it's farmers in the room. That's it. Are we going to sell it this week? No, we're not. Are we going to sell it next week? No, we're not going to sell it next week. But by the end of October, it looks like we're going to be there, folks. And so there is an application deadline so that if we get to that spot where we have enough out, I really don't want to, if you were approved and I'd have to say, sorry, you missed out, like that would be painful. I would not want to do that to somebody. Be like, yeah, we approved your application last week, but you missed it. Like, I want to give everyone a chance. And hey, if there's some spots left at, going into November, we'll let everybody know where we've been working with the venues, looking at seating plans, trying to make sure that we have comfortable space, trying to figure out every time we have this discussion, I don't get extra seats. I get seats pulled away from me. All right. So we're trying to make sure that it's comfortable for everybody. And I have not figured out a way to add seats at this event. All right.